After active weather yesterday, we get to enjoy a couple days of more tranquil weather, at least by January standards across Texas, but the extended range looks active. Let's talk about it in today's Texas Weather Roundup. Good morning. It is Thursday, the 19th of January, 2023. I'm Texas Storm Chasers Baldy in Chief David Reimer. It is a beautiful morning across the state, although on the cold side for sure, after a breezy, dusty, somewhat fiery, stormy Wednesday. That's how it goes with these early spring systems, I'm afraid. You just have to deal with a variety of weather. But let's just jump on in and take a look out the window this morning. This is a look at temperatures, wind direction, radar, and a product we don't normally show you, or at least haven't previously. This is called nighttime microphysics. It allows the satellite data, essentially combines multiple layers and lets you pick out various cloud layers. The red you're seeing across the borderland far west Texas, that is upper level clouds coming across from our southern active jet stream. Down in the Rio Grande Valley, you can see those light blues. That is fog, or very low clouds, but probably some fog. And that's in association with a more warm, humid air mass. The cool front from yesterday is pushed out into the Gulf of Mexico, but still hasn't made it through the Rio Grande Valley, which is why it's still 70 degrees in Brownsville this morning. Otherwise, it is a mostly clear morning across most of the state. Temperatures this morning have fallen into the upper 20s and 30s across West Texas and the Panhandle. It's still comparatively warm across the center tier of Texas. It's only in the 40s and 50s, which for January is pretty darn warm. And then, of course, it's still pretty warm across South Texas, too, but not all that much warmer than further north, which is somewhat unusual. But hey, you know what? The longer we can go without mosquitoes attacking us, I think we'll be okay. So let's take a look at today's fire outlook from the Texas Forest Service and Texas A&M. After yesterday's very high to extreme danger across the western two-thirds of Texas, today is much calmer. We're generally expecting low to moderate fire danger today, so, I mean, it's pretty easy to start a grass fire in the winter when fuels are dormant, but the good news is initial attack efforts should be highly successful, and the probability of developing any large, significant, fast-moving wildfires is definitely on the low side of the spectrum, so please don't take that as a challenge, and if you do, go bob yourself on the head, because that's just not good. Today looks pretty quiet. Tomorrow looks pretty quiet, but then we have to talk about our next storm systems. This is a look at the upper air pattern around noon on Saturday. And this is what we referred to as storm system number 2 yesterday. This will be our next upcoming storm system. You can see that jet stream digging in south over Texas, bringing strong winds aloft, probably some turbulence for aviation-related interests, with the main upper level low passing to our north. And this will result in the increasing probability for some rain in two areas of Texas. One, the northern tier of precipitation, which may fall in the form of snow, and that's generally looking like the northern half of the Texas Panhandle, generally along the north of Interstate 40, and then the potential for some light rain, misty, showery garbage, as I like to call it, just not the prettiest of days, but some light showers across the upper Texas coast, the middle Texas coast, the lower Texas coast, inland into South Texas, the Rio Grande Plains, the Victoria Crossroads, the coastal plains, up into southeast Texas, the southern Brazos Valley, into the Golden Triangle and the Piney Woods of East Texas. We're not expecting heavy rain with this activity, but again, some rain is possible. As we take a look at the potential for snow on Saturday, here's the latest accumulation forecast from the National Weather Service. You'll note southeast Colorado, northeastern New Mexico looking to get hammered with another 6 to 12 inches of snow. But for our neck of the woods, this is going to be a glancing blow, it looks like. There's going to be a very sharp cutoff on the southern edge of the snow shield with this upcoming round on Saturday. So at this point, it looks like maybe 1 to 3 inches of snow, maybe Dalhart over to Stratford, and then those totals rapidly increased in Cimarron County, Oklahoma, the panhandle of Oklahoma, and Boise City. You, instead of 1 to 3 inches, could be talking 2 to 4 or even more inches of snow up towards Boise City. So we'll have to keep an eye on this just in case we see a little bit of a southward shift. But again, a sharp cutoff means we're going to go from snow flurries to maybe a couple inches of snow over a short distance. So we'll keep an eye on that just in case that shifts a bit south on Saturday. But again, This isn't an issue for places like Amarillo, Shamrock, Pampa, etc. We might see a dusting of snow in Dumas, maybe Canadian, and then the chance for a at least white cover on the ground increases up by Dalhart, Stratford, Groover over to Perryton. Otherwise, let's take a look at our temperature forecast over the next couple of days. Again, today, cooler than yesterday across the northern half of Texas, thanks to that cool front that's pushed down to the Gulf of Mexico. But across the southern third of Texas, still going to be in the 70s today. We might crank out an 80-degree reading from Laredo down to McAllen. Overall, not a bad day. As we head into Friday, temperatures look a little cooler in southeast Texas, but overall, pretty seasonal for January standards across Texas, generally topping out in the 50s and 60s, 70s down in the Rio Grande Valley. And then Saturday is when we start dealing with some changes. Again, the chance for some precipitation closer to the coast, and then much cooler temperatures in the Panhandle associated with that upper level storm system, very cold air aloft. And then a chance for some light snow in the Panhandle. We'll see temperatures top out in the 30s in the Panhandle, and then 50s and 60s pretty much everywhere else. 70s down in the Rio Grande Valley, deep south Texas, about 50 degrees in the borderland, far west Texas, maybe about 48 degrees in Alpine. Heading into Sunday, our day in between storm systems, again, probably upper 40s in the Panhandle, down into the 50s and 60s, maybe some lower 70s across the rest of Texas. Not a bad looking day at all. And then on Monday, our next stronger cold front starts to push into Texas ahead of what looks to be a fairly impressive upper level storm system. So that will be a change day. Now let's take a look at that Monday-Tuesday system. Here, I'll actually put on, this is the Saturday system, so you can see how that's looking jet stream wise. Here's Monday's system. And again, this is still several days out, 5 days out, so a lot's going to change, and there's still a lot of uncertainty up in the air over the exact track of this whole event. But you can see some model data, like the one I'm showing you, suggests a pretty impressive upper level storm system. Depending on how far south that goes will determine if we have any sort of winter mischief issues here in Texas on Monday and Tuesday, mainly across the Panhandle and West Texas, maybe Northwest Texas if we had a southern track take hold, and then maybe some rain chances across the southeastern half of Texas Monday into Tuesday. But we'll get past the Saturday system, and then we'll take a look at the early next week system once we get through that. But overall, pretty active weather over the next 5 to 7 days. And cooler temperatures as well, especially after that system on Monday departs and we get a stronger cold front to push on in. That'll bring a return to January-like temperatures across parts of Texas. So, again, enjoy the couple days of quiet weather here in the state. Some rain chances, maybe a little bit of snow on Saturday. Sunday's an in-between day, and then we'll crank up for our next storm system on Monday into Tuesday. And then after that, hopefully we'll enjoy a little bit of quiet weather again for a couple days, and we'll just have to see if the storm train continues. Thanks to all those who have been subscribing to our new second YouTube channel, Texas Weather Center on YouTube. That's where we're going to be posting the majority of this Texas weather-related content, while we keep our Texas Storm Chasers YouTube channel reserved for storm chasing and live severe weather coverage, although that'll be on every platform we have, just like we did yesterday. And we thank all those who watch these videos. Keep them coming. Give us a like. Hit the subscribe button. And as always, feel free to comment with any of your questions, concerns, suggestions, and we'll answer you. Y'all have a great rest of your day. I say rest of your day, unless you're coming off a night shift. It's the beginning of your day. So y'all have a great Thursday. We'll make it to Friday. Next Texas Weather Roundup will be out by 6 a.m. tomorrow. Y'all have a great day, and God bless.